Oh yeah.
Well, hey there, y'all. Getting my biscuits ready, getting them slathered up with some butter on top before I put them in the oven. That way, gets good flavor on them and it gets good color on them as well. So, hard to go wrong with a good buttery biscuits. So, to go with these good old buttery biscuits, I'm doing some chocolate gravy. So, Brandon, this video's for you. I know he's got to enjoy it twice, and I figured I could finally do like a full video. I did one on it a long time ago, but I figured I'd do a full video of talking through it. But get these buttered on up. Yeah, put these in the oven. There we go. They'll go about 20-25 minutes or so. That's how long they go. Usually it's just kind of looking at them and seeing. Sometimes it takes a little longer. That's the way it goes. But for the good old chocolate gravy here, got my ingredients lined on out for y'all. So going in it is half a cup of milk, 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder, cup of sugar, 1 tablespoon of flour. I just use self-rising it, that's fine. You can use plain flour, but I just use self-rising. This was right there, and it still works to thicken it on up. And then half a stick of butter, and then like a teaspoon of vanilla flavoring goes in it. So I start off first with my cocoa, sugar, and flour to get them mixed on up good, so it's not any clumpy and it's not taking a while to get it mixed on up. Because with this, the way I do mine, I sit and I stir it pretty much the whole time. So that's how I do it. And this is just a half recipe. I actually got it, and I do it just like I do my no-bake cookies or whatever, the ones you do on the stove with the oats and all. I do it just the same as them. So now you're going to go in with your milk and your butter. So I'll go ahead and turn this on low. As I usually just keep it low the whole time, and then ease it, turn it on up, and just still just stay with it and stir. Because it seems to like the stirring. So let's start to get that milk mixed in good. But yeah, I do it just like I do the no-bake cookies, except I just add the flour into it to help kind of thicken it up. I know chocolate gravy can kind of sound, you're like, ugh, that don't sound great. But I mean, you heard what's going in it here, so how could it go wrong? So all it turns out like is just like a hot fudge, pretty much is basically what it does. My granny used to make it all the time. Now, I don't think she put the flour in it. I think she kind of just did it without. So hers was more like a chocolate syrup. Mine's more like a hot fudge, you could say. But that's all that goes in it. So your 1/4 cup of your milk, and you can use half and half. evaporated milk, whole milk. I'd stay away from skim and stuff. It's not going to be as rich and full in flavor, but if that's all you have, I mean, I can understand you can use it. But if you can go with the richer milks, it's richer and fuller in flavor. And then your 2 tablespoons of cocoa, cup of sugar, your tablespoon of flour, then your teaspoon of vanilla, and that's it. And the vanilla always goes in at the end because I gotta get that all slowly melted all off, and then I'll bring it up to a little boil for a little over a minute or so. Then I'll turn it on down, kind of keep stirring it, stir that in, and then boom, and then I serve it. So that way I don't burn this off in the process. But that's what I do with it. So that's what I'm going to be doing with this, just kind of sticking with it and slowly stirring it the whole time to get that butter slowly melted. And then I'll ease it on up. And the temperature right now, I'm just past low. So I'm medium low or even lower. And then I'll go to about a medium, and then maybe a medium high, but that's about as high as I go. I don't go over that. But I'm gonna sit here and babysit and stir this and have my mouth water while I'm waiting. It smells good already, that cocoa and sugar and butter just wafting up in my face. It smells wonderful. So let me get this melt on off, and I'll probably see y'all back when I'm adding the vanilla in. So I'll see y'all in a few. Hey there, y'all. You can see it's got just a low little bubble there. That's kind of what I like to get it to, and then I'll turn it on up and get it to a little more rolling one, kind of just to cook off that flour, and then just to make sure I've got all the sugar melted off. But it's kind of just a slow process. I've been just slow stirring the whole time just to get it to this point. But you gotta kind of stay with it, because if you don't, you know, chocolate can burn on you, and burnt chocolate, it ain't good. It's really bitter. You know, dark chocolate's bitter, but burnt chocolate's bitter. Not good at all. But letting that bubble off there, man. Oh, it smells so good. Biscuits are getting close, so I'm just gonna keep staying with this and stirring it, and then I'll see y'all back when I'm done. So I still got to get it boiling a little bit more too before I put in my vanilla. And really I'll kind of just turn it off and take it off heat, and then put in the vanilla and stir it in, because this is a last minute ingredient to go in there. So I'll see y'all when I'm probably pouring it over a biscuit to eat. So see y'all in a little bit. Alrighty, y'all, back with you. Got it done here. It's still good and hot and rich, I know, and gonna be velvety, but that's good old easy chocolate gravy. Not much to it. So again, it's just a 1/4 of a cup, and it's pretty, fill the 1/4 of a cup pretty full, because sometimes you might want to add a little bit more depending on how runny that you want it of your milk. And then 2 tablespoons of the cocoa, 1 cup of sugar, half a stick of butter, 1 tablespoon of flour, and then your teaspoon of vanilla. Mix your sugar, flour, and cocoa up. Get them all mixed up, then add in your milk and your butter, and slowly get that melted down. And once it's kind of melted, you can kind of ease on up with your heat to get it kind of up, to get it up boiling, so you can cook off your chocolate and cook off the flour if you don't have that raw flour taste. And once you get it up kind of bubbly, boiling, don't get it up too much higher than that, but you can turn it up a little bit and let it boil for about a minute like that, but continue to stir. Then once you got it like that, you can go ahead and cut it off, add in your vanilla, and keep stirring it up good, and then go ahead and serve it up, and there you go, boom. Chocolate gravy. And for my biscuits, it's still, I don't know, maybe I can say that, it's still steaming, so I'll keep talking for a minute. For the biscuits, it's 2 cups of self-rising flour, 1 stick of butter chopped up in little cubes, and then you mush it on in to the butter. Once you get that mixed and combined in good, you can add in your buttermilk, and it's a full cup of buttermilk, and sometimes you have to add a little bit more, just depending on what your dough does. If it comes all together off the bowl into kind of a dough ball, you're good, but if it's kind of all clumpy still, add in just a little bit more of your buttermilk. And then once you kind of get it kind of combined together, put it out on a dusted counter or whatever, and kind of pat it out, put more flour on it, roll it over a few times. Don't work it too much, but get it kind of formed together. Then cut it out, put it on a cast iron skillet, butter on top, into a 425 degree oven for about 20 to 25 minutes, just depending on how golden brown they get. And that's pretty much it. Maybe it's cooled off a little bit, so give me a bite. Rich, sweet, velvety chocolate. Yeah, it turns into like just a hot fudge on top of it. And if you want it a little runnier, like I said, you can add in more milk to it. And then sometimes it wants more milk than the other times too. Because sometimes it'll dry it up, so you can add in a little bit more milk to thin it out, make it a little runnier. There you go, folks. Good old chocolate gravy. I know it might sound weird, but you know the ingredients now, so it's not too weird. Some people put more flour in it, and then it can get kind of not as good to me. But I like just a little less flour. That's why I only put 1 tablespoon to the amount of butter in there, because usually you know you go equal parts your flour to fat. But with this, I don't. Good stuff. So I'm going to continue to chow down on this. I've got more biscuits and more of this, so I got plenty to enjoy. So hope y'all enjoyed this one, and y'all like, share, and subscribe if you want to. If you haven't already, and when you do, you're welcome on into the Head to Tail family, and we'll love you and welcome you on in. So thank y'all again. We'll catch y'all on the next one.